I'm here in downtown San Angelo, and I had on my mind the question of just how far out the proposed data center site is for Skybox Emergent. So I'm going to take you on a little ride today. We're going to start here in downtown San Angelo. We've got the Cactus Hotel in the background, but we're going to go ahead and hop in the car, load up the equipment, and drive out there while we record the drive to the proposed 350-acre lot size. We're starting off in downtown San Angelo. Wanted to give you some bearings to understand where we're at, what our starting point is, and how far out the proposed data center site is for Skybox Emergent. So we're making our way down Chadbourne, crossing Concho, passing Lady Boots. We got the Cactus to our left, our historic Cactus Hotel. And I'm making our way up on the right. We've got Shannon Hospital taking over San Angelo. You want to talk about taking something over? Gosh, this when I came to San Angelo in 2017, Shannon was already sort of big, really big. And it just keeps growing. They keep building on additional lots, as well as acquiring more clinics. They had also acquired the hospital on the south end of San Angelo. I forget when it was called already. That's how insignificant it became after Shannon took it over, and now it's called Shannon South. Keep going. So we're at the busy intersection. And quick correction, I've been calling it Chadbourne. We're actually on Oak Street. So we started on Oak Street, just across the bridge, by the Concho River, down by the museum, the city museum. I believe it's city museum, maybe it's Kennedy. I'll have to look that up to make a correction after last start. I added in there. Hopefully you can hear me speaking well. Got the AC going. It's pretty hot out here, guys. Right now it's 93 degrees, so at least it's not 100, but it is a little bit warm, so I've got the AC going. Maybe I could have waited a little bit longer as the sun came down a little bit to go on this little journey, but I had the idea earlier today after I was watching I think it was a Facebook video interview with Mayor Tom Thompson and Conexión Hispana, the local news outlet, and they had said, or Mr. Thompson had said something about how far out the site really is, and most people don't get that. It's not that they haven't been informed, it's just you don't really think about it very often. You see the maps, and if you're not paying attention day to day, hour to hour, minute by minute plays of what's happening, people posting things, people arguing in the comments with social media, Facebook, X, not so much, actually really not so much X, and not so much LinkedIn. There was another comment that said if you get all of your information from Facebook, then I would be bad too. And I'm just trying to dispel a lot of those fears. I'm not trying to poke at the opposition. I'm not trying to say, see, I told you so. I'm not trying to prove anybody wrong. I just want to kind of convey and show what is reality. One of the reasons for this trip, this little journey, is to show you how far out It's about 5 miles, I would say, from, I'm thinking right about this point. Right now we're on Loop 306, right about to pass the Bill Street, Goodfellow Air Force Base exit. I know you probably hear a lot of road noise, but that's okay. I may edit it out depending on how loud it sounds. Maybe I'll just leave it in there. I was thinking about playing some music, but I don't know if I can play music and have it record and post that to social media. I think YouTube would cut that out for copyright infringement without permission. So I'm gonna leave the music out. Maybe I'll turn it back on. So we're heading out. We're on Highway 67. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna guide to the left. We're not gonna take any exits, at least not at this point. And right now, guys, it's about 6:35 p.m. on a Monday evening. I know there's a meeting somewhere in town with a topic of data centers. I think it's just a local group. It's not a data center group. It's not a city group. It's not a developer group. It's not even a technology group. It's just a local group said, licensed to meet, discuss current events, things going on in the community, which is really great. I'm glad that they do that to get the word out, to hear, learn about things from both experts and maybe even not so much experts. I will say that. I think we've mentioned quite a few experts in the last 6 months with the dawn of the discovery by most people of AI and scrambling as quickly as they can to gather enough information to make arguments in social comments, social posts online, and also to make statements. Again, we're on Highway 67. We just passed Howard College, and we're leaving town. We're leaving San Angelo. Over to our right, I believe we've got the city animal services. Yep, that's city animal services. And I think a little bit further up here on the right, we're going to see an RV sales lot. And eventually I think we'll see the city jail facilities. Yep, I can see that. You may not see it on this camera view because of the wide angle, but just over there, off to the right, is the newer jail facilities that the city, I think it's city, maybe a county facility. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a county facility that they built a few years back. So again, as you can tell, we have left really the San Angelo proper. We may still be within the city limits, but I see a lot of sky, guys, a lot of blue sky, a lot of land, a lot of terrain. I do see a lot of power lines. I see some cell towers. I don't see any homes. No homes so far. We've kind of left primary San Angelo area, and looks like the speed limit is 75, so I'm going to pick it up a little bit. Maybe this trip will go a little bit quicker. I don't know. I think it's still the same. I mean, obviously it will still be the same distance, but I'm just going to keep it at right about 70 miles per hour because I am watching the road, but I'm also looking at the video on my mounted camera that is mounted on my windshield. I just want to make sure it stays recording, stays in sync. So yeah, so we're still headed out. We're on the open road. It says as if we're going on a little trip, a little journey, leaving San Angelo for the day and just taking a road trip. So one of the big arguments about this data center is the potential noise pollution that it's going to emit. I believe city ordinances recently passed at 60 decibels max in the evening. guys, this is really far out here, to be honest with you. And if there's going to be a big facility on 350 acres, oh look, there's a flock camera. Those are the things that people are hollering about right now, and they say that those things are the reason for the data centers, but we don't have those type of data centers here. But yet there was a flock camera that has spotted that. So again, 60 at night, 50 during the day, but it's way out here, guys. If I was to stand on the side of the road right here and that data center was a little bit further up, guys, I'm going to hear the road noise before I hear that data center. I promise you that. And I promise you, when you head back into town, when you head back downtown to your, your business, your home within San Angelo proper, there's no way you're going to hear that. You may not ever see this facility if you never drive out this way, and a lot of people don't. Before I knew of, and actually there's some power lines that will be supplying this facility. I believe those are in. I know they're talking about building the 765 lines, but to my understanding, this particular data center is not the ones they're building these lines for. Yet there is some questions still about this project isn't official until AEP and ERCOT give the final stamp of approval. So, a couple of things to point out. We're just about to pass Womack Tank, and I do believe the site for this facility is just behind this facility right here, Womack Tank. Okay, so that's how long it took us to get out to this data center land, or this site for the data center. Okay, so that took several minutes at 70 miles per hour to get out here. Okay, so we see here we're coming up on the exit for the donkey rescue on our left. I know just a couple more miles on the left we'll encounter the donkey rescue, and as I turn here, we are now on City Farm Road. So here's what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna go up City Farm Road, and if these are your residents, I'll go ahead and hide those. So this proposed data center is not being built to the left or immediate left or to the immediate right of City Farm Road. However, if you look over there in the far right, you see those power lines kind of stretching off into the distance, into the sunset. And in that area, the farther away area, is where the data center is being proposed, where that 350 acres of land is for the proposed build site of, I believe, 8 buildings at this point, a couple of stories each. Originally they said 6 and 4 stories. That changed a little bit. I think there's some confusion. I don't think there's any deceit occurring. I just think there is a little bit of confusion and maybe inconsistency of the particular messenger. But I'm going to go ahead and get out real quick, and we're going to do a little recording with the tripod. I'm out here on City Farm Road, and hopped out of the car, threw up the tripod, but it turns out I had a little bit of technical difficulty. I was wearing a Rode pod mic, a lavalier, but the receiver mounted to the camera. Battery had died, so now I'm just voice recording over the video. I'm standing out here, City Farm Road, looking towards the sunset, the area of land where the proposed 350 acres of farmland will be developed into data center land. So thank you for joining me on this little journey. It felt like a long journey from downtown San Angelo out here, now standing on City Farm Road. So thank you for joining.